Ilya would have fallen to his knees in that moment.
The Delulu is Deluluing for Shane.
Ilya, my message to you is you need to let people take care of you.
Come on, that man is a marshmallow.
No, they look at each other like, I want to eat you.
Yes, it is. I want to go to the buffet that is just you.
Yeah.
Hello, and you're very welcome to Yap Island, the romance and romantasy pod, celebrating all the big feelings that we get from books, TV, and movies. My name is Amanda.
My name is Antonia.
And today we are talking all things Heated Rivalry, the book. If you didn't join us last week, we are covering the book from the perspective of sort of a comparison between the book and the TV show. Not to say which one is better, just to say the things that we get more from each and how it informs our view of the story. And we will be splitting the weeks of this coverage into the same chapters that the TV show covers. So today we're doing episode 2 of the TV show, which translates to chapters 9 to 11 of the book. We will swear throughout the podcast, so just make sure that you are somewhere that's okay. And then lastly, if you we would really appreciate it if you would want to either leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening, or click the subscription button so that you get notified the next time that we have an episode out. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Instagram, TikTok and Threads at Yap Island Pod.
Yes.
Okay, should we get going?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I'm really excited to cover episode 2 with you, Antonia, because episode 2 obviously covers chapters 9 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
But it also includes the Vegas remix, because when we were very originally chatting on and off the pod about the sort of Vegas of it all, you were very much, no, I think Ilya's a dick. I was like, please read the Vegas remix because it explains so much more.
Yeah.
And now not only have you read it, but we get to talk about it in the context of it. I haven't split out the Vegas remix to like a specific point in this episode. I think we just talk about it in amongst the chapters of the original book that it comes up, because I think it's all so interwoven and intertwined with our understanding of what happens in those scenes. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to cover chapters 9 through 11, and the Vegas remix will be sprinkled in throughout. We pick up on chapter 9. This might be my favourite Ilya insight that doesn't make it into the show, where Ryan Price is on a flight with Ilya. He's not coping with it very well. He doesn't like to fly. And Ilya just sorts him out. He starts talking to him. He gives him his iPad to watch the Fast and the Furious on. Even though Ilya was going to use that to distract himself from thinking about Shane, he hands it over because that's the right thing to do. Yeah. I'm curious how you found this because this obviously isn't in the show at all. So do you feel like you know more about Ilya, less about Ilya?
I think it definitely gives us an insight about Ilya. Yeah, because it's the small things that he's not even like acknowledging that he's been good. You know, it's not saying like he's not acknowledging that, oh, I'm just gonna do this as the captain. I'm just gonna do this as I think it's the best to do as a normal person. No, it's just like, this guy's doing this. Let me just help him.
Yeah, like even in his own head, there's no pomp and circumstance about this action. He doesn't even think about it as the right thing to do.
It just feels like I have to do this.
Yeah, this guy's upset. I can fix it. Of course I'll fix it.
Yeah, it's another point to why is he so kind. Yeah, I really love that we start the chapter with that. I think it's a kind of like introduction for us to see how Ilya is just like that in his nature. He's always thinking about what other people need. He's not thinking about his own needs, just thinking about other people. And then we do see that as we go through the rest of chapter 9, 10, and then to chapter 11, when we definitely know he has so many feelings and he wants Shane more than he's showing, more than even Shane knows.
Yeah.
Even like I don't think Shane is having those specific feelings at that stage. I think like he has, but he's not letting it show the same way. I think this was actually really smart of Rachel Reid to start the book and show us his personality.
And it does serve two purposes. So the next book in the Game Changer series is actually Ryan's book. So she seems to sort of like to introduce the characters before they get their own book, if that makes sense. So I think it's a really good introduction for Ryan himself. I'm curious to see if he shows up in season 2, because I don't think they're going to cover his whole book, if I'm being honest, because the timeline wise, it's a bit too far out from the long game.
Okay.
I think, to cover it. But Ryan himself shows up as he's one of the coaches at the camps that Ilya and Shane create for the charity. And then they did mention him. They made a point of mentioning him in episode 4, pre-Trinamelt, when they're watching the hockey, and Ilya says like, "Oh, you know this guy Ryan Price."
Yeah.
And then they talk about him being like aggressive, and Ilya saying like he's not like that. He's just a normal guy. So I do think that the fact that they've put that line in feels like we're probably going to see him in season 2, but I'm curious to see like in what capacity and how much we're going to see him there. And that's another thing that Rachel Reid, throughout the Game Changer series, I think Ilya must be her favourite character, because Ilya is the one that shows up in every single book, and he is always there to just help. He's the one that essentially shows up and bluntly nudges them into their correct path. Even like he's even in Scott's book. So at the end of Scott's book, they go to like a club after the NHL awards, and Ilya shows up. He's the only one that's not on Scott's team to show up at this club.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah,
I think because he does talk about that, like in the Heated Rivalry book, he does talk about going clubbing with Scott's boyfriend. It was probably one of the only ones who reached out and actually was interested in being there with Scott as a possible friend from his background, like from hockey world.
Yeah, because I think there's like 3 of them that go out from Scott's team, like his close friends from his team go out with him, but the only kind of non-admirals person that goes is Ilya, and everybody's so like, what cool. The fuck is Ilya Rosenov doing?
I do love that he thought, let me call and just check on him.
Yeah, he honestly he shows up throughout. I call him the Game Changer guardian angel, because he shows up exactly when people need them. And then we also get when Marlo, I think it's Marlo, is asking Ilya if he wants to go out later, and he's doing that thing of like putting his hand up to hide Colin. I think he calls Ryan Price like a bit of a weirdo or a bit weird or whatever. Even then, Ilya's like, I'm not taking the bait. Yeah. He just continues to be nice to him. But also, Ilya is now ditching, 1, his friends, his teammates going out, and 2, like a date with an exceptionally hot woman, so that he can meet Shane.
Yes.
So, I feel like that tells us all we need to know about where Ilya's head is at when it comes to Shane. He's down bad. He's down bad.
One thing, like, this is something we learned just, I think, in episode 6, that Shane has had also some experiences with other men. But I'm assuming this has happened after Ilya. So I'm like, what is the timeline? I need to know when these experiences happened.
I honestly don't know. I'm assuming... Because there was one where he said it had just been so long. I don't know, one of the years where neither of them make it to the playoffs. I don't know.
Maybe. Because I'm like, this man was down bad. Like, Ilya couldn't. I don't think he has had that many. After Shane, I don't think he had that many relationships with men. I don't think he could.
I don't think we hear about any men after Shane comes on the scene.
Exactly.
We hear he obviously talks about hooking up with women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think we ever hear Ilya reference hooking up with a guy after Shane is on the scene.
So yeah, Shane, I need to know the details. I need to know when, because I need to compare.
Oh, the other thing that I do like in Shane's POV is before the game, because Boston are going to play Montreal in Montreal, and before the game, he gets asked if he'll like speak to the reporters, and he doesn't want to, but he thinks to himself, oh, he should, because when he was a kid, he really loved seeing like the players that he loved talk before and after the games. It's just this whole, because obviously in the show we know that Shane is like the perfect NHL superstar.
Yeah.
But seeing him feel like he has this duty to children that he's never met and to make them happy, it's like compounding the pressure, like the external pressure that Shane feels to deliver, to show up in the exact right way that the NHL want from him. It makes so much sense that Shane is the one that is struggling, understanding that he's gay, when everything about this organization wants him to be straight. Like it shows up more in the later books, but yeah, like basically later on, Rachel Reid tears the NHL a new one because she really like hammers home the fact that this whole institution, this whole organization would be much happier if Shane was straight. And I don't know that we get that in the show, and I'm not mad that we don't get it in the show.
Yeah.
But it's just this whole other level of course it's taken Shane longer to come to terms with it. When Shane is a rule follower and all of the rules are pointing him to date women.
Yes.
Now, obviously those rules are wrong, but I can understand that he doesn't quite know how to think that through just yet, you know?
Yeah. It's fair.
I do think that we'll get more of that side of things in season 2, especially because I think everybody is expecting season 2 and 3 to cover the long game. So like they'll somehow split, because the long game and Role Model, I think, is Troy's book. But Troy is another main character, and his book pretty much happens on the same timeline as the long game. So I think the expectation is that they'll split both of those books across seasons 2 and 3, but not do like one and then the other. The timeline will just be split across 2 seasons. And Troy's book as well goes very hard in on the NHL. So I do think that we'll see that on screen more as we go forward. But yeah, I think that's going to be really, really interesting to find out. One thing that I did find really funny though is I don't know if you remember, but when we finish off chapter 8, episode 1, in chapter 8, Shane thinks to himself, next season is a new season, and this will be like, I'm putting an end to this whole thing with Ilya. And then we get the first game of the new season, and all it took was Ilya texting Shane. Nothing else, just one text message.
And they destroyed everything.
Yeah. Shane's like bought an apartment. He's because that's the thing, like obviously in advance of the text message coming in, Shane has bought the apartment, he's renovated the bedroom, he's staged it. Yeah.
You know what? I think one of the things I love more about this book is we get delusional Shane.
So true. The Delulu is Deluluing for Shane.
It's so real. Like, yes, it's like, yeah, this is all, it's going to be over. It's going to be over, but I've already bought a building, and I already have one of the other apartments all staged because I'm using that one to sell the whole building.
Yeah.
And I also know that, and there's a restaurant, but the restaurant will be closed at the time that I'm scheduling these
hookups.
Yeah. He knows the whole thing.
Yeah. There was so much planning, and he's still telling himself, but it's over. We're not there's nothing.
You know what? I actually see this happening. Yes, because he wanted to find a better place for them to be together, but also because the last time that he didn't have they had scheduled to meet at his house, but he was like, no, not in my house, not in my apartment, right? So they end up going to a hotel, and then there was the day that he learned, no, this is never happening again. I need to always have a plan.
Yeah.
But of course.
Yeah, I get so sad because Ilya is buzzing that he's going to see Shane's real apartment, and then he finds out that it's not at all his real apartment.
Yeah, you want to see that damn apartment so bad. Sorry, Ilya.
I know, because I think that's the thing. Like at this point, Ilya does want to know everything about Shane, and Shane is very much trying to like build a wall between
compartmentalize,
between their hookups and his personal life, as if this isn't part of his personal life almost. And then I think the rest of the hookup is pretty similar. The TV show version, in the sense that it's similar to it's like a mix of the first time, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because obviously this is like the first time for them in the show. It's obviously not the first time for them. Penetration wise in the book.
Yes, and I think that was one of the big reasons why it was such a good way to introduce, because the prologue is using this scene, right? So it was kind of like a good way.
Oh no, I don't think it's this one.
No,
no, the prologue's 2016.
Never mind then.
I have come to love your
audacity,
faulty memory. It's the fact that you're like, are you sure, Amanda? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The confidence is there. I just need this confidence to also be part in other parts of my life.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just another normal sex scene they have.
Yeah, I mean, great. I love it. I love all of them. She's great at writing these. But then this is the bit that gets me, because I do think, again, I'm like, I don't think we could have seen that in the show. I think it would have been weird to show us. Obviously, in the show, we get the super tender stairwell kiss after this point. But in the book, we get the description that Ilya was grinning like an idiot the entire cab ride home. The fact that he's that happy to have been with Shane. He is that elated to have been with Shane that he smiled the entire cab ride home. That line always gets me every time I read it. My little heart just grows 5 sizes. But then we move to chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
And we're up to February 2014 now in Sochi. And Scott is blonde. Did you ignore that? I ignored that.
I ignored that.
Yeah.
I completely ignored that. Scott is Scott from the TV show.
100%.
So, one thing I'll say, I do love how Ilya is constantly saying how old Scott is. Like, he's always talking. Scott's age like 1 million or so
100,000 years old.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get this, like, it's a really in-depth description, and I feel really bad because it's fine. He's blonde hair, blue eyes. He's like the all-American hero. Because I think Scott is based on it was like fanfic for Captain America.
Oh, okay.
Which does suit his personality.
He does. But one thing I'll say, I don't know, there was nothing in the show that there were. Episode 3, there are definitely a few things we don't like about what's his name, Scott. Right?
A couple of the things that he does, were a bit...
it's more like what he does. But we also understand why those things are happening. It's all about what happened in his life. So, no hate here. But all of this to say that in the book, it seemed like he was like perfect. They were like saying this guy is perfect, and I didn't feel like he was perfect in the show.
No, that's true. Yeah, I actually think I prefer him. I mean, he's not perfect in his book, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
when the spotlight is
Yeah.
on him, he's not perfect in his book, and nobody, like, he doesn't think that he's perfect,
He's
and
perfect. Okay.
his
It's more like
friends are.
just
Yeah,
people
I
think.
think
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the league, the almost like the myth that is built up around
Oh,
Scott, and then
that makes things even worse for him.
yeah,
Because, like, like when people have all of these thoughts about you, when they expect all of these from you, it just makes things harder. You feel like
yeah,
can't let people down, and it impacts all of your
yeah.
decisions. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, Scott is a good guy. Like, I mean, obviously, we are not super happy with some of the ways that he treats Kip, but he's generally a good guy. Like, he's not really one to be chirping. He's not, like,
yeah,
I think you see this, like, in the TV show, but he's the one that kind of, like, speaks to Shane after he's won his award and, making sure that the rookie is included and doing the shots and stuff
yeah.
like that. But, yeah, I think in the book, Shane says, like, uh, in another life, he'd probably be like a volunteer fireman, um, which I think actually does sum up Scott perfectly.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could totally
See him doing that.
uh,
Yeah.
see him running into the burning buildings. But yeah, we get blonde Scott and Carter Vaughan, in the cafe in Sochi,
Mm,
and then um, they have that whole like moment where Shane sort of realizes the gravity of the situation in Russia for Ilya with his sexuality, and then I think Shane's inner monologue is really, I think it does feed into like what happens later, because he's like, Ilya knows how to take care of himself in Russia, but
mm.
then later he's like, he could go to jail, and so for somebody like Shane, who is always like a good boy, I think the idea that his friend or this man that he has complicated feelings over could be in jail by the end of this trip probably shook him to his core. Like, even though this is just the reality that Elia's had to
Yeah.
deal with, the fact that this is what flashes through Shane's mind, I can see why he's so tense when they talk later, because this is
Yes.
what's in his head,
Yeah. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was like, you realize he knows how to deal with this. He know how to deal with this because he is from
Yeah.
Russia. You also acknowledge that in Russia things are different for gay people, and then you also say you could go to jail, and then you start worrying. But you know what? That's the thing. It's quite on brand for Shane to be like having like these thoughts
This
and then
escalating panic.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he's like everything's all right. It's all right. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, like his anxiety then takes over and it's
Yeah.
out of
So
control. Yeah.
yeah, because like the first time I was reading, I just felt like, but if you know, why are you then saying these things?
Yeah.
But that's Shane.
That is so Shane though. Because I think he's so tunnel visioned that things that are outside of the tunnel just go by. But once something is front and center, that's
He
it.
can't
He's going to
shake
have
it.
to
Yeah.
think it through to the end.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, his brain takes him to Ilya's going to go to jail. So what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then, and then we get Ilya meeting his father before the gala. And this for me hits so hard because there's bits in his inner monologue where he says, I'm only 21 and I'm one of the best hockey players in the world. And the bit that he doesn't say is like, it's still not good enough for his dad.
Yes.
He is
Yes.
achieved all of this by the age of 21, and
Mm-hmm.
his dad is still going to speak to him like he's a piece of shit. He's going to, tell him he needs a haircut. It's so heartbreaking. And then his dad says something like, with me, Ilya, I tried to make up for the shame you have already brought on your country for losing at the Olympics. And I think it's this whole comparison between Ilya's dad and David and Yuna, because that if this same
Yeah.
thing had happened to Shane, David
Oh.
and Yuna would have been there to pick up the pieces. They would have collected him from the airport. They would have made his favorite comfort meal. They would have made sure that he knew that it was fine.
It is fine. Yeah.
Ilya's dad is the exact opposite.
And you know what? Remember when we were talking about him saying, who is the person that has to make the team work? And then Ilya says the coach. But I don't think I think the coach is an inner thought, isn't it?
The coach is inside, yeah. He thinks it. He doesn't say it out loud.
Yeah, he doesn't say out loud, which I totally understand why. Like, he wouldn't never be able to say that in front of his dad. But it just makes things even harder. Really, really feel for Ilya. This happens like in a later stage, but one thing that hits me harder is when his dad dies and his thoughts around his death, like him feeling like shit for, like, he would have liked his dad to have seen him, to know him, know everything about him, but part of him is also happy that he's dead.
But you can see in this moment exactly why he would think that.
Exactly.
Because his dad only sees his failures.
Yeah.
He never.
And this scene, it was just showing up how he only sees his failures. Like any other parent would be like, you don't need to go to this thing, because everyone there will just be talking about this, right?
Or like, you're still in Russia, you probably do still have to go to the thing. But any other parent would be, I'm here for you. The minute you need to leave, we can leave. You've got this, building you up so that you can go and face this huge thing.
Yeah.
Whereas his dad is basically, don't embarrass me even more than you already have done.
Yeah. And probably it's going to be, if anyone that says something is going to be also there to say shit about his own kid. It's not going to be defending. It's not going to be like shutting off that conversation.
Yeah.
It's just, probably it would be even better if Ilya is there to listen while he's talking shit about his about the team match.
Although in the show, Svetlana's dad doesn't outright defend Ilya, but he does point out that there's other reasons. So he points out the player that didn't come back to Russia, he stayed in America. The goalie was sick. And Ilya's dad is the one that says that doesn't matter. Leadership was the problem. So even in situations where someone is batting for Ilya, his dad is going to be the one that is bringing it back round to fucking shit on Ilya. And here's the thing, even if Ilya, say Ilya brings home gold, I still think that this meeting before the gala would have gone the exact same way. Different words, but Ilya would have been left feeling the exact same way as he does when they lose, because I don't think it matters to Ilya's dad. Like, it obviously does, because he will be outwardly embarrassed now because Ilya has brought this apparent shame to the country. But even if Ilya had won, I think his dad still wants Ilya to look like shit, or feel like shit, sorry. So he would have still made him feel like shit regardless of the outcome of a single hockey match.
So sad for Ilya.
Yeah, but we don't get Svetlana's dad. We don't get Svetlana, and we don't get Sasha.
Yes, we also don't get Sasha. We are mentioned that Sasha exists in some capacity, because Ilya does mention, I think in the previous chapters, I think started with the son of his coach.
The coach's son, yeah.
So we know that. I don't think we're given a name, but we do know Sasha exists.
So, yeah. We know of him, but we never see him on the page. Yeah.
Yeah. And then thankfully that scene finishes.
Yeah, so we then get Shane trying to talk to Ilya, and Ilya trying to shut it down. And again, when we watched the show, I think both of us were a bit like, oh God, Shane, like pick pick up the cues. This man does not want to speak to you here. He's repeatedly told you, like, not here. Here we're not anything. He looks nervous. He looks anxious. Before you've even spoken to him, like, he looks like off kilter. Pick up the cue, Shane. But I think in the book, it's so much easier to have sympathy for Shane because there's a line where he says he noticed that the spark had gone from Ilya's eyes.
Yeah.
And he's in his like thought of he's worried that something's going to happen to Ilya, that he's going to go to jail or whatever. But then he finishes it with he was worried that Ilya was sad. And this is the thing, like, if you are faced with this person that you have feelings for, the light has gone from their eyes and they look sad. It would be so difficult to walk away.
You wouldn't walk away, right? Because you would want to just check, are you okay?
Yeah, you'd want to be there for them in any capacity. And like when you're, because here's the thing, like when you're feeling bad, and I'm sure everybody's been in this situation, but like when you're feeling bad and either your friends don't pick up on it or they pick up on it, but it's too awkward to say anything, so they just don't, you feel like shit. Like you don't blame them for it, but you do, like it does, like there's a little part of you that is so upset. So I can totally see that Shane wouldn't want to just abandon Ilya in that moment. But Ilya is just so afraid. He's so afraid that his worlds are crashing together and what that might mean. But yeah, my little heart broke when Shane said that the light had gone from his eye, the spark had gone from his eyes.
Yes, and he was like, that's the thing. He was actually he was able to see what was happening.
Yeah.
But he also didn't know what he could say to make Ilya actually say something.
Yeah, and I don't think there was anything, to be honest.
There wasn't, yeah.
Anything that came from Shane.
One thing I'll say is, I really feel like Ilya, if Shane even just touched him with a wee finger, Ilya would have fallen to his knees in that moment.
Yeah.
He needed that distance because he needed to keep like himself poised, safe, and away. He could, like, because that's the thing. Like, it could be just it could be just a friend. Like a friend touching a friend is not unusual. But the thing is, we never know what would happen. It was that friend.
Because that's the thing. Like they have undeniable chemistry. And we said all throughout the show, how did these teammates not know what's going on? Because those two are sizzling. Yeah, like there's an electric current that goes through between them. And I guess, like, obviously there's always that risk that people will spot it when Ilya's in the States, but he has that level of safety that if it does happen when he's in the States, he doesn't want it to happen, but he will still be safe. But if it happens here, he doesn't know what would happen to him. They look at each other, like they don't look at each other like friends look at each other.
No, they look at each other like, I want to eat you.
Yes, it is. I want to go to the buffet that is just you.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely felt exactly the same thing you're saying. I could see Ilya saying like, I need some distance from you, but I also felt like Shane was only staying because he felt as a friend he needed, even though they're not really friends even at this stage. But
yeah,
they have a lot of feelings.
There's connection. Yeah. And he even thinks, I'm pretty sure he finishes it by saying like he looked like he needed a hug. And we say that all the time about Ilya. We're constantly saying, someone hug this man.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's how the scenes in Russia end, right? Because then we just see that Ilya wins the cup, right? And then
so that's the one in the cup, I think, is chapter 11. So it's June 2014. There's a small, I think like maybe just one page where Shane is witnessing Ilya winning the cup. And one thing that I'm pretty sure, so Ilya wins the cup and Shane Shane says that he is screaming something, and it's something
Yes,
that feels like
that's the
fuck
part.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas obviously in the show he says like, for you, mama. But
Yeah.
I forgot
Oh.
to check this in Scott's book, but I'm pretty sure it's Scott that says, for you, mum. Because
Oh, so cute.
yeah, because Scott's mum has passed away. And in the
Yeah.
books, Scott's actually, it's not both of his parents that are dead. It's just that he was raised by
Oh.
a single mother, and then his mother passed away. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I think I read somewhere that Jacob Tierney wrote this by basically reading the book and then writing what he remembered.
Ah, well,
And
back to my
so
world, Jacob Tierney.
yeah,
Well, better, but
I'm curious if either he just remembered the for you, mama, and forgot who said it, or
yeah.
if he just thought that it worked better for Ilya's story, because we get, obviously later on, we hear about Ilya's mother and the relationship that he had with her and how beautiful that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. Was it a misappropriation of the line, or was it just
Yeah.
that he just thought it worked better for Ilya? Because I think both of those work. And
Yeah,
and then
completely
Shane is proud.
agree. Yes. I also love the line of him saying, like you were saying, he seems like to be screaming something. It seems that he's saying, fuck you. Is it for me? But I don't think it's for me. I think it's like he's saying to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love how he picks up. He understands. I think he kind of understands he's saying to like Russia, to his parents, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know like the full extent that Shane picks up this, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think he does pick up. He's saying to those people who don't believe in him, who are always expecting him to fail. Yeah, I'd love that a little bit.
It was. I think this bit, weirdly, I think this bit works really well with Svetlana's speech in the bathroom from episode
Yeah.
2, because she's the one that is saying, ignore them. They don't know anything. You can win this. You will win this. And this is how you're going to win it. And so then if we just assume that both of these things happened, I think this is really cute, where he's like, yeah, I did do it. Like, fuck you to everyone who thought
Yes.
that I couldn't. We also find out there's like a tiny reference to another hookup. So there's hookups that happen off page, because it's
Yeah.
one that we didn't see, because we finish off with the stairwell kiss in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come to June 2014, and there's definitely reference to like an additional hookup. So I don't know if it was Jacob Tierney or Rachel Reid said this, but basically the time jumps are essentially how they would remember it. So if they were looking back at their courtship, this would be this would be the moments that stand out as pivotal for them and their relationship.
Yeah.
Which is like confirmed here with this idea that there's stuff
Yeah.
happening that we don't ever see.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Cool. But the scene in the awards, right? He does
Mhm.
say, like, like the last time we talked, it was just like, no, there was not even there was just a message. That message didn't answer. So
In the show, the stairwell kiss happens, then Sochi happens. Shane
yeah.
texts Ilya, like, I think he says something like everything good or something like that. Everything good with you. And then Ilya doesn't answer it. And then, yeah. So I do think that that's the same timeline, but I think something happened between stairwell kiss and Sochi. So I think this hookup was between the two, because Shane does say, like, I haven't heard from you in months in the bathroom, in the book as well. So I do think that.
So that's what. Okay. You're saying like it's not between Sochi and the words. It's between. Oh shoot. between. It's between stairwell and Sochi. Cool. Yes.
Yeah,
It could.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I see
Yeah.
that happening. But yeah, I am. We are now entering into Viga's remix zone, I think. And wow, you know what? Like I loved getting the insight from Ilya's point of view of all of that scene. I love how he was counting the seconds, by the way.
Oh my God, yeah. So that he perfectly timed not having to sort of make small talk with Shane for any longer. And just even the fact that he was in that same bathroom before the award that Shane runs to after the award.
He was there the whole time.
Yeah, he
People
did.
looking
all
for
of that
them.
was on purpose, yeah.
Poor Ilya.
Because he just felt so much and he couldn't bear.
He was feeling so much. I don't think he was even, because we know that he never replied to that message of "How are you doing, girl?" or whatever. I don't think he would have been able, like physically, he wouldn't have been able to know what to say.
Agreed.
Message. I feel for him.
And then we also get in the Vegas remix, we get this little section about how jealous Ilya is of Shane's life off the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know we spoke about this before, but I think this is just all compounding the fact that, like, Ilya, he has these feelings, but he doesn't think that he can. He's super comfortable in his sexuality, and he understands that he wants to date men. But for his life, he doesn't think that he can publicly be in a relationship with the man. Shane is perfect, and Shane has this perfect life. And if Ilya has spent his whole life being told that he's a fuck up, then there's probably a bit of him that doesn't want to be the thing that fucks up Shane's life, that doesn't want to be the drop in the vat of white paint that blemishes the entire batch, you know? I think the Vegas remix is so good at showing us exactly all of the complicated feelings that
he was having,
that built up to Ilya in that bathroom. And that's the thing, because I don't think in any way that we get an indication that Shane has really acknowledged his feelings for Ilya. Whereas this is where Ilya is definitely acknowledging his feelings for Shane and acknowledging that he can't go out there and face him and he has to hide in this bathroom. Whereas Shane is much more on the side of his own feelings about the situation rather than his feelings about Ilya.
Yeah. And this is no shade about Shane. It's just that Shane, I don't think Shane, he can't make... I don't think he would be in any stage to even think about this as a relationship.
No, they're just on a different timeline in terms of feelings. Yeah.
So honestly, the whole Vegas remix is one of the reasons I'm like, if Shane had said sooner, if Shane had sorted his own feelings sooner, they would have started this that year.
I don't know though, you know, because as I'm reading the book, Ilya is so afraid. He's so afraid.
He is. I think the Tampa scene actually shows how afraid it is. Like the end of Tampa scene. It shows how... Because I did struggle a little bit. I'm not going to lie with... But we are not... And then I have to remember, we as people, we want something. But when we don't see how that thing would work, we are then back to, this is not good.
Yeah, you throw up obstacles.
Yes.
So that you can justify why it couldn't work because you've already decided I can't have it. Yeah.
I can't have. Because we definitely have Ilya here understanding. I want more. This is not it's not normal for me to be feeling like this about a guy.
Yeah.
And even worse because this guy is my rival. And I think it's
honestly anyone. If Ilya had these feelings about a woman, I still think he'd be shitting himself.
Oh, I actually don't know. Wow, interesting. I think he would, not at the same extent. I don't know.
I think he would throw up different obstacles.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So
You're right.
his justification for the obstacles would be different.
Yeah.
But I do think if you've spent your whole life being told that you're worthless and understanding that your family who are literally designed in their DNA to love you don't love you. I think feeling love for anyone and especially if it's the situation where he doesn't know Shane's feelings towards him. I think regardless of gender, that's just a really dangerous place for Ilya's feelings to be. that he cares for someone and he doesn't know if they love him, because that level of abandonment is like his own personal like trigger. I don't know. I feel like if even if he had these feelings for a woman, he'd still be struggling to come to terms with it. He'd still be trying to avoid the situation rather than face it head on. It's just a lot. It's just different stakes. The fact that it is Shane and it is a guy.
I think it's funny, right? Because I don't remember now how many months have passed. They do say in the book, but I don't keep dates. But I think it's funny because I do feel like it's probably the time that has passed since they had stopped talking made these even worse. Like, because like, is that thing when you just start overthinking and overthinking and overthinking.
Yeah. And when you've got no physical evidence to break the loop, it just carries on.
Yeah. And I think the man was just like, I just don't know what to do. I don't feel good to see this man now, but I'll have to, because well, we are here and we have to present a show. Present an award. But I felt for him. I want to be there and give him a hug and say everything is going to be fine. And even though the Shane might not have the same feelings now, it is all right. It is all right.
I also just want to bring attention to when they take the photos at the award. And in the Vegas remix, Ilya takes real photos, because even if this thing with Shane is over, he will have these photos for the rest of his life. Like, come on, that man is a marshmallow.
Because even when I watched the show, one thing that kept crawling in my mind was, this man really took picture. He really took a picture of them, and he's probably looking at them every single time he said, or when he wants to just see. He looks at that picture. He might even just cropped him out of the picture and just looked at him.
No, I think he likes the fact that they have this one picture together.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was just being silly about it, but it's the fact. I'm actually surprised that Shane is not like, can you send me that picture? I want to also have one.
I think for Shane in that moment, it's definitely because he's no idea what's going on, and he's just so pissed off and so angry.
Yeah.
But
I think that request would only come after Cottage, to be honest, with Shane. Only after Cottage.
I'm pretty sure that picture comes up in the long game. But I won't spoil anything.
Okay, fair enough. Then, I do love that little bit where Shane says, we have 5 seconds, and then Ilya 45 seconds or something. And Ilya, I think, was right. Shane is just
he's just being dramatic. Which fair, I would have done the same, Shane.
I think it's hard for me, because the thing is, sometimes I don't like some of Shane's reactions, but I think they are reasonable reactions. He's just not in Ilya's head to understand it, Ilya. Because when he says like, oh, this guy doesn't even care about how this will impact
like all the production crew.
Ilya understands, but he just can't.
It's not that he wants to upset these people. It's just that he's physically incapable of being there.
And then, yes, they take a picture. Ilya does touch the back.
It's a lot less obvious in the book, though, because he touches the back of his neck in the book. He doesn't like graze down.
Yeah.
In the show, he draws his hand like all the way down his back, which definitely the people behind them would have clocked.
Noticed.
But I'm sure in the book it's just that he grazes his like fingers like across the back of Shane's neck, which I think is a lot more subtle, but it would have been too subtle to show us on screen, so they had to change it.
Yes, to make it bigger. Then we get the bathroom scene, and I do love that Shane leaves the door open, like closed but open. Let's just...
It's like, come find me.
Yes. I'm sure he even made like... This doesn't happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had left like a lot sooner than Ilya. I wouldn't surprise me if he had like waited to see Ilya coming and then closing the door.
100%. 100%. Like making sure he knew exactly which bathroom he went into.
Yes. It's so funny.
I know. Oh, bless him.
Honestly, you know what? When I was reading the book, it was giving me the stairwell scene when he's like, what was that thing? Like he wanted to hit him because he sent those messages. When remember?
Oh, he was like, "Are you hard right now?" or something like that, and then Shane pushes him up against the wall.
I don't know why, but when I was reading those scenes, it was definitely giving me the Shane wants to look like he's like really mad and
so tough, yeah,
and then melts right away.
I in this show, I'm like, yeah, everything makes sense to me, but the speed with which in the book that Shane just crumbles, like he has.
I think that's why it gave me that. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It definitely has the. I'm really mad at you. I will melt right away. If you say the right words.
He's like an angry kitten. And the minute you give him a treat, he's like, fine.
So yeah, I did felt like the bathroom scene was definitely a lot less tense.
Way less tense, yeah. More tense for Ilya than Shane in the book, in the Vegas remix,
in the Vegas, yeah.
Because obviously Ilya the whole time is like panicking about if he touches Shane, he won't ever be able to stop touching him. He is super overwhelmed by all the feelings and he's trying desperately to keep him at arm's length. And then he crumbles at the last minute and kisses him.
Yes.
But he says something about, I think he says like he wants that kiss to never end or something along those lines. Whereas when we see that scene from Shane's POV, it's much more chill.
Yes. It's definitely he was still really mad because of the message thing. But then the minute Ilya started talking, he started melting.
Yeah.
And then things were all right. But yeah, you were right. For Ilya, we could see that he was trying to keep some kind of composure.
Yeah, Ilya really pulls at the old heartstrings in the Vegas remix. If you if anyone hasn't read it, genuinely do yourself a favor.
Good.
It's incredible.
It's really good. Definitely adds a lot of depth to those scenes.
You get so much from that POV. And then they do hook up in the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's the two POVs are wildly different because Shane starts off being confused, but then he's pretty much turned on immediately. Like he's into this in the book. And
I was into it as well.
Same girl, same. And Shane is very much he's the one in control. Like again, Ilya's given the instructions, but Shane is the one in control, and he thinks things like, if you want a show, I'll give you a show. No, you get me the supplies from the drawer. And then he describes Ilya as watching him like he would be tested on it later. Yeah. So the one having fun here is Shane.
Is Shane. I think even like right from the start, right? Because you would have that line where Ilya, because Shane is like, this is too open, everything is open, and like you have to close the curtains or something. Yeah. And then Ilya's like, oh, I wanted to have the window with everyone. Yeah. Yes. Boy, it looks like
because that's the thing. Ilya just wants to be with this man in public, and Shane is like, no.
And yes, then we have the take your clothes. And then I just love the whole thing about him folding his clothes and then actually being
This is how I know that Jacob Tierney read the Vegas remix, because Shane does that on episode 1. And I think I think the Vegas remix is the only time we ever get that description of Shane folding his clothes before a hookup. So for Jacob Tierney to have put that in episode 1,
it's because
he has to have read the Vegas remix. I mean, why wouldn't he? Of course he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Just-
adorable. It's adorable.
Shane is so particular about it, which is fair. It's fair. But yeah, and even the like take your clothes off, touch yourself, and he was like, "I've never done this," and then Ilya's like, "Yeah, that's the point."
Yeah.
But I do feel like Ilya, in his head, he thought he was getting like he was under control of this whole thing.
So there's a bit where in the Vegas remix it literally says like Ilya fought for control because he's trying so hard but it's just not ever quite taking it. Like like the whole point of this entire scene is for Ilya to feel in control of the situation, and still at every single point Shane is ruining it.
Because he kept saying, if I touch this man, I'll just be lost with him. I'll lost in him.
Yeah, that's why he was trying to keep like physical distance.
Yeah.
But then Shane says, please. All he says is like, I need you. And Ilya, all of his willpower crumbles. And he is like straight towards that man. Shane is in charge.
Shane is in charge, definitely. Jesus, I think the whole scene was just fucking hot. I read the scene. I listened to the scene. I'm like, Jesus.
Did you listen to the audiobook?
I listened to the audiobook.
Oh,
and I do have to.
Wait, did you like the audiobook?
No, I like the voice, the Ilya's voice, the accent.
Oh no!
It reminded me. Yeah, it reminded me of Ilya.
Oh no, Antonia.
No, I'm not even lying. Yeah, every time I listen to his voice, I was like, oh, this is Ilya. Just I didn't like the Shane's voice. It didn't seem like Shane. It seemed like someone. It seemed like the voice of someone who knows himself, and I don't think Shane knows himself. So
right. Yeah, this is the first time we've covered a book and I haven't listened to the audiobook in preparation, because I usually I two-speed the audiobook the night before we record, just so that it's like super. I could not do it. I hate that. I mean, no shade to the voice actor, because it's probably just that we have the perfect Shane and Ilya, and I know their voices, so the idea that I would listen to anyone else's voices but Hudson Williams and Connor Story just is inconceivable to me. But yeah, no, I could not hack it.
No, fair enough. I'm not. I think I've been so used to doing audiobooks for a really long time.
Yeah,
it's my last resort to always my leaving things to the last minute. I'm just used to sometimes being like, I'm not too fond, but I'll just power through.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I felt like Ilya's voice, I was okay. I didn't like Shane's, and annoyingly, not annoyingly, but like Shane is the majority.
Voice. Yeah. Yeah.
I had to go through that, which is not fun, but it's doable. So I do understand you saying that. Like, it was not fully, but
I'll be honest, I thought the accent was terrible, but maybe that's just me.
No, that's fair. Look, to me, just felt like someone trying to make English Russian accent, which I've seen so many bad ones, which to me is just like, it's all right.
I think I think it's because we got spoiled, but I think Connor Story had such a good accent.
He did have a really good accent. He did have.
Yeah. I then struggled to.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
But we do get Ilya speaking Russian in this, and Shane has no idea what Ilya says during this hookup in Russian. But we find out in the Vegas remix that Ilya says, "Why does it have to be you? Why are you so perfect? It's fucking awful."
And you know what? This is I think this is the first time that we see Ilya having negative feelings about having sex, not the sex itself, but because he's having sex with Shane. About just because of his feelings. I think it's the first time we've seen something like that. And again, I think it's so funny, right? Because this is like the equivalent of this time Ilya is having all of these feelings is because he feels so much about Shane, where when Shane has about these feelings about hating having sex with Ilya, it's not about the feelings at all.
Yeah, it's just about the act of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love how same thing to them is then comes differently.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But I don't even, I feel like as well, when Ilya says, like, why does it have to be you? It's fucking awful. I do think that an element of the fucking awful is just him having feelings. Because he
Yes.
doesn't, not about Shane, just him having feelings at
Feelings
all.
about
Because
okay,
he's built
yes,
his life to be so safe. Like, he doesn't get vulnerable with people. He
He's so
doesn't let people
right.
in.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's
Yes.
that
It's
feeling of
the
like, I've protected myself for so
so
long and
and
now you're going to ruin it.
yes, 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 you're so true. Oh, Ilya. It's like all of the
Yeah.
work I've done and it's still not enough.
Yeah, I built all these walls up and you've come in here with your fucking bulldozer and I hate you.
And I love you at the same time.
And I love you. Yeah.
Oh, even the end when he's like he finally gives him the vodka and then they're chatting and then he brings the parents and then he's like, I want to talk about it with you, but it is so hard.
Yeah.
So he just says, I'm going to sleep. But he wanted him to stay. He wanted him to stay there. But then
And then
Shane doesn't take it that way, which is totally reasonable. Because how would you take someone saying, like, you're trying to talk more about like anything about life, and then someone says, "I'm going to bed." It does seem like
it's a
they don't want you
dismissal.
there. Yeah, bye.
Yeah. It's 100% a dismissal. And
Yeah,
like Shane's questions are so innocent.
they're
so innocent.
Like we talked about this when we were watching the show, right? We said like, why doesn't he get it? What doesn't he get? But I mean, in the book, I'm sorry, but it's really, really reasonable for him to be like, let me just try to make some kind of conversation.
Yeah. And he's literally just, that's the next thing that Ilya's going to do. He's going to go home for the summer, like after Vegas. So, of course, that would be like, what are your summer plans? Is such a like a bog standard polite conversation, you know, and they unfortunately haven't reached the point where they can have deep and meaningful conversations. So the only thing in Shane's arsenal,
not even small talk, man. But
like small talk is all Shane has to go off because they've never spoken about anything of substance. And tell me about your summer plans. It's bog standard, polite conversation.
Exactly. And if you're going home, how wouldn't you talk about, what about your parents? What are you gonna do? You know, it's so normal.
Tell me about your city. Tell me about your plan. Like, what do you have? Like family? Like, are you gonna see them?
Yeah.
It's so the thing that it just is the thing that you would ask.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, in the Vegas remix, you see Ilya says, he says Ilya waited for the moment to crumble apart. Shane then asks him about heading back.
To stay,
and then he goes, there, moment ruined.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to stay in this little post-sex bubble of the two of them. And then, unfortunately, Shane had to come and burst it with the chat of the parents, or the chat of the going home. And then, and he does the thing where, like, he puts his cigarette into Shane's glass.
Vodka,
ruining something perfect.
And
and it just...
I think it's so good because he does say this vodka is perfection, like it's really good. And then he pours them. And then he pours them, and then at the end is like filling that glass with the bits of the cigarette and like turning it all black. And it's kind of a good analogy to what happened.
I genuinely, maybe we're going too deep, but I genuinely think the vodka is Shane and the cigarette is Ilya. And he thinks that Shane is so perfect that to introduce Ilya's baggage to Shane would be to ruin it. Like, obviously, that's not what happens. Everybody gets stronger and better.
It's what Ilya
together.
feels. Yeah.
But yeah, I really do think that he's the cigarette and Shane is the vodka. And that's what he thinks will happen to Shane if he allows himself to be tainted by Ilya.
That's deeper what I thought initially, but that's such a good analogy. That's yeah.
I'm sure we'll get loads of people being like, "Oh, grow up."
No, because like one thing
that's all fine.
Yes, that's all. Because one thing that I realized just that scene, it really seemed like how, because everything was perfection until Shane started talking about his parents, and that's when the whole thing, and that's where I took the vodka scene like an analogy for that specific area. But what you said is so true, because it's definitely how Ilya feels about him in Shane's life, and that's why sometimes it's like for instance the Tampa scene, like he was all right with leaving that position. He always wants to do what's best for Shane. We already talked, there were other reasons, there are other major reasons, but I'm sure that there's a level of I don't want to taint his life. Like one of the reasons why probably they don't want to come out is also because of that. Like in his head, I think he's more on, it's not about the repercussion to me, it's about the repercussion to Shane's life.
Shane.
Ilya, although my message to you is you need to let people take care of you. Although you don't have that many people.
And you need to go to therapy.
Yes, well. Yes.
But I am very grateful that I mean, it's almost as bad, but it's not, I don't know why, but it's just not quite as bad. But obviously Shane then leaves and he is Shane feels shame. And I think this is the first time that he feels like ashamed of what they've done. And my heart breaks because everything that they did like wasn't shameful. But I think when you're in that sort of power dynamic in bed, if it's not handled correctly afterwards, the person who was being vulnerable probably would be more susceptible to feeling shame. And like they've just been used if the person who was in control, even though we know that there was a difference between control.
I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah. It's really easy to then end up with those feelings.
Yeah. Because you've been vulnerable and you thought you were both in it together, but then you've been discarded at the end. And we know why Ilya does it, but it doesn't make it any better for Shane. But in the book, he doesn't type out the text, "We didn't even kiss." He just thinks to himself, like later in the elevator, he realised that they didn't even kiss, which I'll be honest, doesn't hurt quite as bad. It still hurts, but it's not quite as bad as the slow delete.
Yes, the slow delete and the doing right after the door closes. Because he was like,
his little face.
Yes, where in the book it happens with him basically close to his apartment, to his hotel room, because they're in a hotel, right?
Yeah.
So like it's like a afterthought when he finally has time to sit down with his own feelings.
It's not the immediate. Yeah.
In the show it did look like because that's the thing, it's the way it finishes. Shane's eye says everything, by the way. When Ilya says, "I'm going to sleep," Shane's eyes, like the disappointment in his eyes is quite see-through. And then he gets dressed. He says something I don't remember now. He says something to Ilya, something like goodbye or something. Closes the door and then writes the message that kills us every single time.
It's honestly, I see it in my nightmares. That my nightmares are Shane typing out, "We didn't even get,"
and then deleting.
It's the slow delete. It's the slow delete. And then his little face, like, oh, I can't. It's too much. It's too much for me. Okay, well, that's a bummer. I feel like every episode end is a bummer until episode 5. So yeah, I guess we better get used to this. So overall, how are you feeling about this stretch of chapters?
Once again, I really liked it. I like that we got a better insight of Ilya. I did say that before. It's still true because we get more. I had really big feelings about how things were played in the show, but those big feelings with the book, I definitely felt like it was less like there was like an element of control, but not in the control that I was speaking about. And I also feel like, yes, I think initially I was on them. It seemed like to me at the start, it seemed like Shane didn't want to do that. And Ilya was kind of like, yes, you need to do, but then that was not the case. So yeah, the whole book, in the book, I saw that clearly. So things were much, yeah, all right,
Yeah,
honestly.
like we see Shane's enthusiasm a lot
That's it.
more clearly in the book.
Clearly, yes. Like I said, in the show, I love the whole scene. In the book, I loved it more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then I don't think the disappointment is as big during the scene where they are together. In the book, I don't think it's as big as it is in the show. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, just at the end, like, yeah, I think even at the end in the show, hits harder than in the book.
Agreed. But I think it's probably good. Like, I think we needed that in the show just because of like in the book, we are a lot more closer. So smaller things are bigger when you are inside that person's POV. Whereas on TV, things need to be as big as we perceive them, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes.
So
no,
yeah, I do
right.
think like all the choices were the right ones. But yeah, I'm really glad that you're enjoying this book so far.
Yeah, I am. One thing I just want to add as well, and this is just like an overall feeling. I did feel like in the show, for some reason, I felt like they had realized their feelings sooner. Like, you know, what Ilya has realized in this episode, for Shane, it to me, for some reason, it felt like he had also realized. So I was kind of like mad that he hadn't acted on
that
it.
Shane was, yeah.
Yes, but in the book, I really feel like only Ilya realized, and I don't think Ilya would ever do anything. Where
He'd
I
not
think
put
if
himself out
Shane,
there.
I think if Shane had realized, I think he would have tried to do something, because we do see that Shane.
Oh yeah, the post tuna melt, post Rose, Shane is like, this is happening, like almost like he's the one that invites him to the cottage. He's the one that takes the reins in Tampa.
Yes.
Even in the cottage, nothing happens without Shane pushing forward. But yeah, it's just that he needed Rose. He needed Rose. Even though we hate watching it, he needed it to see what he wanted. Like that, even when he had the perfect woman, it wasn't right. He is gay. And it's totally fine for him to have these feelings. I think Rose's reaction to him as well.
Yes.
Because she doesn't make him feel bad. She doesn't make him feel ashamed. She just supports him almost immediately.
Yeah.
With this, with this news. And I think that gives him like the confidence to realize that he's not broken, that there's nothing wrong with him. This just is, like, that's just who he is, and that's perfectly fine.
So yeah, I think that's just like an overall thing as well between the episodes and the TV show. For me, I still loved.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. Amazing. I'm so excited to keep going. Next week,
up, Rose.
because we will essentially skip episode 3 because we didn't want to squeeze the whole of the Game Changer book into one episode. So we are skipping episode 3 of the show. So we're skipping to essentially episode 4 of the show, which covers chapters 12 to 14, another really short stretch of chapters that covers a fuck ton of events and feelings and highs and lows.
I feel like Tampa goes on forever.
Yeah, Tampa and the cottage in the book last way longer than the show. I think the cottage is like almost half the book, which is insane.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, join us next week. Chapters 12 to 14, we are covering the tuna meltdown, and I think we're probably going to cry again. In the meantime, we would be so grateful if you could help us out with the old algorithm gods. If you wanted to give us a 5-star review, that would be absolutely brill. If you could subscribe wherever you're listening so that you get notified the next time there's an episode. And if you want to find us on social media, we are at Yap Island Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And we will see you then.
Bye.